Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Good evening and welcome to Flippinar 302. Goodbye, 9 to 5, make a killing on vacant lots. We're here to talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate. And I need to add Instagram. So we have the lovely Adria here to make this thing go as smooth as you know what. So if you want to join us live, text the word Gator to 205-964-5243. Text the word Gator to 205-964-5243. And we'll get you on the live stream. You can post your questions and get pushed to the front of the line by texting the word Gator. We're live from, what time is it? 9 p.m., 9:05 Eastern until we finish. So if you see this and it ain't March 21st, don't text the word Gator. Anyway, so what else I'm missing here? Somebody had to tell you. Oh, just a couple of things. The one-page contract that I've been giving away, been using since 2008, but given away since 2008, been personally using since 2003. You want access on that contract and how to actually fill it out for sellers and buyers, text the letters PSA for purchase sale agreement. Text PSA to 205-964-5243. If you want to build a list of pre-foreclosures, text PRE to 205-964-5243. Probates, if you want to use that as your method of generating leads or trying to find motivated sellers, text the word heirs, HEIRS, like they are my heirs. Heirs to 205-964-5243. With that being said, over to you, AP.
It's my turn. Welcome, guys. Thank you for being here with us on this Thursday evening. Gosh, it's March 21st. March is almost gone. Quarter of the year, almost gone already. But greatly appreciate you being here with us tonight, guys. So you still have time to like, share, subscribe. Go ahead and send this link over to a friend. Have them come on over so y'all can make some money together. Sarah, hey. The Real Terry, Gerard, Wanda, Vanessa, Eugene, Debbie, Lawrence, April, Educational Home Care Services, Simply Best, School of Hard Knocks. Thank you all for joining us. And you guys on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere else, go ahead and start posting the questions in your chat. If you're not familiar with how this works, I'll tell you. You post the question, I'll read the question, Ty will answer the question. Hey, Dan T, how are you doing today? So this is a place where we talk about wholesaling real estate with little to no cash or credit and other creative investment opportunities that are available to you and your loved ones to help build wealth for you, your family. It's limitless. The money is limitless. I hate to say that, it is, but there's plenty of opportunities available to you. All it takes is a little effort, consistency, educating yourself. And that's what we're here today, to give you some free information. Yes, this information is available at a cost in a lot of places, but right here with Ty, aka the Flip Man, it is free. There are some paid options if you would like that, but this is the opportunity for you to get that knowledge. Keep in mind that you can join the Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flip Man Facebook group. You can also, as mentioned earlier, subscribe so you're notified every time new content is uploaded and every time we go live. We'll mention it a little later if you want to join a specific group in regards to creative investments in real estate that's focused on answering your questions just like this, but in a more, I guess, intimate setting. Joseph, thank you for being here. Happy 21st. What's 21st anniversary? Jonathan Jennings, BWG, King Royalty, Trina Bolden. Yes, yes. Thank you for being here as well. Let me know if you can hear us loud and clear, that your picture is clear, and we will go ahead and get started. All right. You ready, Ty?
I am ready.
Southwest Michigan. Okay. Hey, Terry from South. I didn't know you were from Michigan. Okay. Let's see here. Vanessa, how did you put that in the chat there? How y'all doing the emojis? I got to figure that out. Eugene, what's up? Let's get it.
Let me see what you did.
No, it's just like the emojis that, just standard emojis, but they're so bright and colorful.
They got one in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It must be an emoji option, Adrian, in the thing.
I know I can put emojis in there, but they don't look like that. I'll play with it and figure it out.
So they doing it from YouTube or Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, but I can do it in here too. But I don't know if mine's going to look like that though. That's what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So BWG says, hello to all. Flip, I've been following you for some years now. Finally pull the trigger and got me some bandit signs using your discount, which still works after all these years.
What bandit sign? Why wouldn't they work? You can ban a message with a
No. You're not. Chill out.
My light need to be over here, though. It's cool though.
It's a little dim over here. I got you. He said the discount still works.
Oh yeah. Those things are expensive though now. Ayers, Eugene, make sure you text Ayers. You left off the S. Well, you did it. You should get it. You did it both times, so you should get it.
King Royalty, thank you for being here. Says, finally caught one of your lives. Looking forward to the information. Well, I'm glad that you are here. MMKN7, what's the word? We're here to give it to you. Yes. Yes, Ashley. See, Ashley got a whole fish with the whole whatever you're doing. I don't know.
Y'all, please get her some emojis.
I'm gonna figure it out on my own. Don't do that. I love talking in emoji. You would hate me because I'm going to hold a whole conversation with emojis.
When you take me, you'll never say no.
I didn't think you understood emoji talk. I do apologize. Okay. Joseph Wilson says, hello, can you use the earnest money deposit to determine the seller's motivation?
Can you use the earnest money deposit? Probably need to unplug it first. All right. It's cheap now. You can't just handle it any kind of way. It's real cheap and flimsy. All right, but can you use the, let me see.
Can you use the earnest money deposit?
Ooh, that boy ain't got bright. Boy, I don't even need no makeup, dude. Let me see.
Is that good right there?
Yeah, that's good.
I didn't have to. I didn't have to unplug it.
Oh no! You masterful.
Yes, thank you.
You are masterful.
Oh. King Royalty, he ain't hip. He ain't hip. Okay, so Joseph Wilson wants to know, can you use the earnest money deposit to determine the seller's motivation? So if you know how, if a seller is like, you got to give me $500, like, but if they're like, cool, don't ask no questions, ain't even asking you for the $10 or whatever the case may be, when you say that means they're a little bit more motivated?
I don't know if I'm. Help me out. Let me see.
If you, the seller, are questioning me or challenging me on the earnest money deposit, does that not mean that you are motivated?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Some people are more, okay, so basically saying if the seller challenges you on the earnest money deposit, is that a sign that they're not motivated?
Correct.
Not always. Most of the time, but not always. When I say but when we talking motivated, to get to the earnest money deposit, you all have agreed on a price, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're getting the price that makes sense, not just the price of any number they gave you and you put it on the contract, because there can be a huge difference, whether you have a deal or not. I know a lot of people just get excited just because somebody agreed to sell to them and they just put it under contract without ever running any numbers. So, but if they trip about the earnest money deposit, and then in the single family world, it may be a sign you probably ain't got a deal because you're not dealing with a motivated seller. Just because they say they're motivated don't mean they're motivated. That price shows that they're motivated, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I've been doing this long enough. I had smoking deals, and the earnest money deposit I wanted to give wasn't enough, right? So you got to, you know, negotiate to make sense, or if that's a deal breaker for them, and sometimes it can be, then you got to come up with it. You know, it may be 500, 1,000, whatever the number is. I don't know what's in your circle, but you know, you tell them, hey, I give you, if you assist me with this real estate deal, most people understand you can make money with real estate. If you can put up this EMD, you have to let them know what the risks are. I'll double your money.
All right.
Or I give you 50% of the deal, however you want to do it. I would just say double your money. Most people will be cool with that. You know, you give me 1,000, I give you 2,000 back. Or you give me 500, I give you 1,000 back. Or in some cases, you might not have 100. Give me 100, I give you 200 back. So, boom.
Okay. Would you say that a seller gauges a buyer's sincerity?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
By the EMD.
Yeah, you know, yeah, most definitely. We're haggling with a buyer, a seller right now on a self-storage facility up in New York, northeast, western New York, because, you know, they want an amount of earnest money that I'm not willing to pay because it's in a small town. I'm not that excited about the deal, really. But yeah, it can definitely be a way that they gauge on your seriousness or not, you know, so the games we play.
All right. Let's connect. Yes, most definitely. Before we leave, we can make that happen for you. Wants to know, can you do a comp demonstration using Zillow? But we're going to use Zomps.
Well,
Zomps.
yeah, same thing. Well, not same thing.
It's not same thing.
Intertwined.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't be slacking on Zomps.
Yeah, and on the Zomps things, guys, I know a lot of you all been using it for the self-storage in the hotel, but we were in violation of Google's policy. They thought we were scraping the site by gathering that information using Zomps. So they took it down. So we had to recode, work the code to get rid of that part of it. So I'm gonna come up with a solution for it, but I'm just not sure what it is now. Hopefully I'll do it in the next couple of days, and I'll just update it in the places where it needs to be updated.
All right, let's see here. Ashley, Ariel, I put the number down in the chat to text Gator to join us live, but it's also the same number that you can text Airs to. That number is down there in the chat. Let's see here. Who else do we have that's joined us? Daryl, thank you for being here tonight. Jerry, April, thank you all. Go ahead and post those questions in there. Paula, Thuck, I see you. John Doe, yay, y'all coming on in. April Cabell says, I did the driving for dollars, found a house for sale by owner. He's asking $720K. He wants to see the money. I looked at the house. It's beautiful. He seems motivated. A lot of questions there, April.
Break that down, right? What you think about it? What you think?
Have we comped the property? Do we know, is 720 retail? Is there money to be made there? Is there equity in the house? What do you mean he wants to see the money? He wants you to show proof of funds? That ain't too motivated. Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
I think, who was that asked that question?
This is April.
Okay, yeah, April. I think you were what I was explaining a moment ago. It's exciting. Someone wants to sell a piece of real estate. You found out about this thing called wholesaling. But just from what you said, I would be very shocked that the 720 is not full price. We're not in the full price game. Just to give you an example, just to do some quick math here, even if it needed no repairs and the actual ARV, which is the after repair value, you say it's beautiful. So I'm assuming it's in really good condition, Adria.
Yes.
So Where my calculator here? So I'm gonna put 720. Let's do this. Let me share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen. Let me do that. Let me do that. Let me do that. Let me do that. So we'll do this a couple times.
Hey, Beverly, Indiana. Thank you for being here.
All right. So I'm sharing my screen here. And so I'm using Zomps, this calculator on Zomps. You can access the same calculator on dealulator.com. The same calculator you can access here, right? But, and then I forgot about the GPT. We can use the GPT too. So you go here on Zomps, you have to be using it on a desktop or a laptop. You want to check your phone?
Do I have enough juice?
Let me see. 43 minutes. I mean, 43%. So that let me power it off. It's been draining.
One moment, y'all.
Yeah, hold on. We're trying to get TikTok live. Oh my. Come on. Don't worry about it. Did the thing fall? It did. Come on. Come on, John Brown. There you go. All right. So so you just go here and hit Google Chrome. I mean, get Chrome. It'll take you over to the Google Chrome store. I'm gonna remove it and add it back real quick. So you'll see where it says add to Chrome, hit add extension, and boom, you get the notification. So boom. Now, when you go to Zillow, if you don't see this floating menu here to the right, that means it's not added. All right. So so let's go ahead and we're going to use the calculator. Just hit the plus or minus sign here. So she says $720,000.
Yes.
All right. I'm assuming that's ARV. We just assume it may be, if it's worth 1.1 or $1 million, you might have some. Right. But we're going to assume it's the ARV. So she said no repairs. You got to put something in here. So I'm going to put $100. If I hit apply, I don't know where the property is at. I don't know where it is, but I'm going to just assume it's not in one of the areas where we have to raise this up to 80%. So on 720,000, we normally like to take 10%, Adria, of the ARV as far as our money, which would be 72,000. So I'll just use the 72,000 so I don't confuse you guys. So 72,000. All right. So the red number, we need to be at $400 and basically $32,000.
For what? For it to be a
for it to be a deal. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see how far you're off, April? Now that's assuming the 720 is what it would appraise for, because you said it's beautiful. It's in excellent condition. You see how far we're off. Even if I took it up to the 80%, if you're out in California somewhere, New York or whatever, a couple other places, we still would have to be at 500,000. You know, that's a $220,000 haircut. So I'll ask you, if you're trying to sell your house, it's worth 720, it's in great condition, would you take a $220,000 discount? And I said it's not possible, but you would probably do very well at some scratch offs also. You know, that's how, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, it's very difficult to find a situation like that or whatever. So, but I get it, you know, that's why you're here to learn or whatever. But plenty of people want to sell real estate, but very few want to sell at a price that works for you. Now, we're going to be talking about flipping land. I'm going to show you a couple of little simple things you can do immediately.
You got Instagram on?
Yeah, supposed to be. Yeah.
Tell me that it ended. Hold on. Let me go back and go back in.
Oh, it might be. Let me see. Okay, there it is. Okay.
Thank you.
There it is. There it is. Okay. Boom. All right.
All right. Thank you. April, if you have any
somebody let you know that?
No, I did it on my own.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay.
Doing my job.
Okay. Yeah. EP.
Sorry. Yeah. All right, April, if you have any feedback or any additional information for that, I would love to hear it. Just kind of using you as an example here as we talk through motivated sellers, talk about, is it a deal? Talk about using Zomps, talk about the calculator. So yeah, thank you for putting those numbers up there, and we'll just kind of follow up with that and talk through it to, I guess, just help each other, be educated on what we got going. Instagram, hey Loie. J28, I see you guys joining in there. Go ahead and post the questions in the chat section there, and TikTok, you as well. You're up and live and running. Let's see here. Just starting out. So yeah, hopefully that explained it to you, April. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Even though we see like those for sale by owners, and we're like, okay, that I can deal directly with the owner as individual, they're more than likely still trying to get their full value. They're just trying to cut out.
Fine. That's expected.
The agent.
But I did a post and it didn't really go anywhere. But so people are like, well, they got all this money and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? But I'll give you a perfect example. Our former president, one of our former presidents, he owes $464, whatever $1 million.
Yes.
Right, from a civil lawsuit,
and can't get to it.
And the money needs to be, well, he wants to appeal it. And from my understanding, if I get this wrong, someone correct me. He wants to appeal it, but to appeal it,
you have to actually put up the money.
You got to put the bread up.
Correct.
And they don't want to take real estate as collateral, right? Because they don't really know what the values are. Because that's part of the reason why he's in trouble is now. Because the bank, he would say it's worth this much, and the bank would just give him that. That ain't the way that's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? That's not how that's worked. And this is not political anyway. I don't really care who the president is, as long as it don't go one way or the other. I'd have made money with all of them. All of them. Well, I say all of them since when I started. Who was president when I started? 2006. Who was president? Was it Bush?
Bushy.
I made money with all of them.
One of them.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all been on me. But anyway, I don't want to get into all that stuff. But my point is, he needs the bread by Monday, can't come up with it, right? Now you say this guy's a billionaire. Well, there's different definitions of that, right? So, being able to put your hand on that bread is different. Now, just to even be talking like that, obviously you can put your hand on a lot of bread that most people would die for or whatever. But for in this situation, and then he don't want to do it, I'm assuming, but I get it or whatever. But he is the definition of a motivated seller. Like they throw all these numbers. I've been just following that. That's just kind of stuff I follow. Like this property worth $270 million. This is worth 120. Blah blah. And them just guesses. Now, just because they say they worth that, if you want us to do this by Friday, if it's worth 270, we got to get it for 100. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way that's gonna work.
I ain't got time to figure out your numbers.
We got to get it for 100. We can't get it at. What we can't pay you 270 for it. It's worth 270. We can find stuff like that all day at full price. We want it for 100 million. I mean, we can make it happen by Friday. If I'm comfortable, it's worth 270 or anything close to that. We'll make that happen. Let's get it. We'll get the title work. The title comes, they'll shut down their whole operation to make sure all the ducks are in a row on that, Adrian. But that's the definition of a motivated seller. That's what I'm saying. So people get in situations because life is a mother, Adrian. That curveball of life is no joke. Yeah. Up one day, down the next. Yeah. A lot of it can be health related and something you can't control. Well, you can, but even when you're doing your best, it's still, you just never know because of, we don't know what we breathing and, what I'm saying, definitely what we eating. Even if they say it's this or that or whatever. So, but anyway, that's the definition of a motivated seller. So, off the soapbox.
Got it. Yeah, get down.
Crush it.
Yes. Liquidation of assets, aka wholesale motivated. Yes, Eric. That's it. Autumn. Hey, Autumn. Ricardo, KB, Alicia. Look at y'all coming on in. Come on in. Jay, JT, Ollie, Jasmine. There go Deanna. She in there. She gave you 5. Just telling you right now. I'm gonna stop doing you like that.
Yeah.
Robert T, thank you. Thank you for being here. Let me go ahead and scroll.
Yeah, you talking about this colorful thumbnail.
Yeah, it's actually nice. Today, 30 days later, I like that. It went from having an empty wallet to a whole briefcase.
Can't even put it all in there.
Not even a briefcase. He has an attaché.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah, the briefcase is plop attaché. Kind of
Ah,
like this.
okay.
It's a little bit more fancy.
But I'm telling y'all that
Yeah.
AI before AI.
That's me. It's AP.
AP.
Paula says, not a question, just happy
Artificial
to say,
people.
not a question, just happy to say I'm in the process of getting PropStream. Just ran into a little situation with starting another account, but I am on my way to financial freedom.
Boom, let's get it.
There you go.
Let's get it.
Next, in order to partner with you in land wholesaling, what do I need to do on my side?
We will have more to say about that shortly. That's the topic for tonight. That's part of what the topic is for tonight.
Okay.
I'm gonna give everybody a project that we can work on together.
All right, hang tight.
Get it together.
Yeah. Eric Bowman wants to know, what is the usual percentage you look for equity when picking leads on residential properties?
Well, that's what the calculator is for, right? We sort of just went through that. We're probably going to do it more, but that's what the calculator I just showed you is going to do all of that for you. But to answer your question, now that formula is all over the place, but if it does nothing else, it prevents you from wasting time on stuff that has no chance of being a deal, right?
Right.
But ideally, you have to get in the mind of the investor and how they're going to make their money, what their expectations are. People are going to have different expectations on how much money they want to make on a deal. But generally speaking, 20 to 25%, is a good return, right? Especially in the time frame we're talking about. All right. So we do it at 30% to account for holding costs, which may be 5 to 10% of that 30% number. All right. So, but the formula is take the ARV times 70% in most markets. Some markets you'll do 80, 85, but 70% to represent the 30% discount minus repairs, which we have a simple way of calculating that, minus your fee is generally where you need to be as far as an offer. But again, the calculator does muster, and the GPT, which I'll show that later on tonight at some point. So what code we were using for that last week?
300? No.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
I think that was what we were using. Yeah. We was using 300.
All right. On TikTok, Siraji says, "Can you be my mentor?"
We're gonna change that to 302 tonight. We'll just change stuff. We'll have a designated. We'll have a. I can't do it that way because people will still be texting that in because they'll see the show late. We can't do it that way.
Okay, so just leave it the way it is.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at 300.
All right. Let's see here. Taraji wants to know, can you be my mentor? If someone was interested in that, how would they go about it?
Okay, we have a code for that now. A couple of ways of going about that. You can set up a coaching call. That is a fee for that. It's if you text the word SLOT, SLOT, to 205-964-5243. Now, that's just for like 30 minutes though, right? If you're talking about coaching through unlimited deals, then just email me at ty@dealator.com. I'll throw it up here on the screen. Just email me at ty@dealator.com.
All right. Let's see here. Profiting with IS, and this is from TikTok. I have a house deeded to me and I want to sell it. How can I do it?
She has a house deeded to them and they want to sell it.
Right.
Well, it's yours. If it was done properly, it's yours. So you just need to if you're trying to max it out, it's probably best to list it with a real estate agent if you want to max it out. right?
Right.
If you're trying to keep most of the proceeds, then you can market it yourself. Adrian, if you were going to market a house that you own, what would you do? And then I'll tell you what I would do. If you're going, if right now, from what you know, if you don't want to involve a real estate agent, what would you do to market a house you wanted to sell that you actually owned?
First thing first, I would put the for sale by owner sign.
Yeah,
in the yard.
That's the simple thing you do. You're gonna put a sign in the yard. Number one.
In the yard.
Yeah.
After that, these same groups that you're going to partner and find cash buyers, I would still put it out there. No different than if I had a property, like, hey, interested in buying whatever, and whatever. This is what I got. And then after, first of all, those two would take care of it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what else? What you doing?
Yeah, so we would put a sign in the yard.
Social media.
Social media for sure.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why is it not? What is it doing? Oh. Yeah, you put a sign in the yard. I'm going to post it in garage sale groups, places like that.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to put it on Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace. You can put it on Zillow as for sale by owner. That's an option also. You know, I think I don't know if Redfin does the for sale by owner, but if they do, you want to place it there also. I'll put signs out in that neighborhood, house for sale and price.
Yeah.
Put it on Craigslist. That should get you a decent amount of exposure on it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. You're welcome, Prophet. Okay. So, oh no, we're not doing that. Where and how would you recommend I get started? Well, you in the right place, Daryl. I got to do better at reading the questions before I read the questions. It was, where and how would you recommend I get started in real estate wholesaling?
Oh, you're right here, man. You got to just educate yourself. I don't know if this is your first introduction to my channel. If so, welcome aboard. But everything you need to know, I have right here on my YouTube channel for free. You know, like literally, I've been putting out content since August of 2008. There's over 1,000 videos if you include the YouTube shorts. Not saying that you have to watch all 1,000 of them, but I actually put a playlist together. If you text the letters VIP to 205-964-5243, in that playlist list of videos playlist will allow you to get a good fast start on things for sure.
All right. And Daryl is a loan broker who specializes in hard money loans. And that's why he wanted to know, what process did you recommend for him to get started?
Well, yeah. So if you've been doing hard money for a minute, you already have a buyers list, like an unbelievable buyers list, because you can also, and you know who's active, you know, so you just want to reach out to them to see what they're buying. You know, you would be in a very unique position. If nothing else, some of your colleagues, the people you deal with, would know, even if they have more experience than you. So your
experience as
your path to a check, which could be literally a lot faster than most people, right? You know, just because of the network of active buyers that you should have access to in some form or fashion. You probably have already, if you've done enough loans, you probably all have already been involved in a wholesale deal.
All right. Black Nate, thank you for being here. Deuce IRL, Rise of the Remnant. Rise of the Remnant. I think so. That's correct. Thank you for being here. Mr. Shaw as well. Now, April. You got your hand up. Well, hold on. I'll see Daletta. Thank you for being here. Lawrence, I. Williams Art Graphics. Okay, she's ready.
I'm trying to hook up my earbuds. Hold on, there we go.
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, I
you're
can
good
hear.
to go. Where are you joining us from?
Who do you
I'm
believe?
New Jersey,
New
and this is
Jersey.
my first time doing this. And I found a lot of houses from driving for dollars. And this one particular house I found, it said for sale by buyer, but the buyer, I went on refinance and I looked up some of the counts on refinance, and two of the houses where he lived sold for 700. They sold for
Okay.
700.
And what is
Well,
his price?
695, 695.
So his
And
price is 720.
yes, and he wants 720.
Yeah, so he's
And
asking for a price.
I asked him how soon was he looking to sell it. He said, just show me the money. I said, so what's the lowest you can take? He said, because I'm just doing this, just because I was driving for dollars. This is my first time. And he said, well, if you show me the money, but the house is beautiful. He was a general contractor, and he redid the whole house. He redoing everything. The bathroom is beautiful. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house.
Okay.
It's nice.
Yeah. What price did he give you?
He said he would take 720. I said, well, if you're trying to sell it that fast, no, you have to come down.
Yeah, he's not motivated. You can delete that number.
He said that he had it up to 760.
Yeah,
and he brought it down to 720.
Yeah, you can delete that number. You saw where the example I gave, you need to be around 500. They're just too far off. He's not motivated. He's just somebody just want to sell a piece of real estate. But that's the only way you're going to learn is interacting with people, seeing where your numbers need to be by understanding how to run your numbers. But that's the easy one. If you see where the houses are selling around that amount and that's what they want. But what we do as wholesalers, that's not an opportunity as far as a cash deal. There may be other stuff that you can do long term, but those are the ones that are easy to walk away from. You don't spend a lot of time on it at all.
When he said that, I was stunned. I was like shocked because he caught me off guard. He said 720. I'm like, wait a minute. I was expecting to hear this guy say at least 250, 300,000. He said 720. I'm like, what?
If that's what houses are selling for, in that area, then yeah, I would have been shocked if he didn't say that or whatever. Especially you said the condition is in, so he wants to. He wants full price, I don't blame him, so.
Yeah, but he can't get, but I knew when he said that, I knew that he wanted.
He'll probably get it. it ain't gonna work for what we do, as I said. So, but that's fine.
Well, he might get the 695. He might get 695.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's we move on to the next person. Like I say, you don't spend a lot of time on it. What part of New Jersey are you? What part of New Jersey are you in?
I'm in northern New Jersey.
Okay, so you're close.
I'm not far from New York. I'm 15 minutes from New York.
Yeah, the girl I dated in college, she lived in South Jersey, closer to.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so yeah, this is your first time joining us?
Yes, this is my first time, but I'm having fun driving around looking at these houses, looking for houses. I got a whole list of them. I just started with him because he had for sale by owner. So I said, let me try him first. So now I'm gonna just continue to go down my list. But the only problem, what I have to get cards made? Do I have to make up cards and stuff?
What, talking about business cards?
Yeah.
Not really. Business cards are not as effective as they used to be because everybody has a phone. It's easy to exchange information or whatever. It's easier to do it that way, and people actually have your number and they can put their hands on it. But there are a number of ways, and you'll soon learn as you go through, continue to go through my content. There's other folks out there, but I know the amount of knowledge I give away here. But the business boils down. Driving for dollars is a good thing. Some of the things you'll want to try to do when you're out driving for dollars is, yeah, the for sale by owner signs, you know, hey, why not? You got to call and at least see, and you can always make an offer.
Yeah.
Offers are free. You also want to pay attention to your obviously vacant houses. That's a good idea. The topic tonight is about vacant lots, and so we'll get into that a little later. But and then properties that are for rent, you'll want to actually reach out to those. You'll want to look for two types of signs. You're going to have your professional signs that have the property that's normally done with it's listed or being managed by a property manager or a real estate agent. Those would be more buyer opportunities, reaching out and networking with them to see if any of their clients are looking for more houses in that neighborhood. The for rent signs that or the generic for rent signs that are red and white, black, orange, black and white, or just black and white, that's normally the owner trying to rent, the landlord / owner themselves renting out the property. And so now that's an opportunity to reach out to them to see if they're interested in selling. All right. So how that conversation would go is, hi, my name is April. I'm calling about your property, 123 Main Street. Is it still available? Whether they say yes or no really doesn't matter. If they say whatever answer they give you, say, well, I'm really not calling about renting the property. I'm calling to see if you would be interested in selling the property. If they say, oh, well, that's something I would be interested in, then you go through the normal process to, gather more information so you can make an informed decision so an offer can be made. If they say no, it's not for sale, you take the two approaches there. You say, well, do you have any other property that you're interested in selling? Because the property that you called about, they may not be interested in selling that property, but they may be interested in selling one of their other properties if they have multiples, so you never know. If they're still not interested in selling any of those properties, then now it's time to put your, try to transition them over. Well, hey, you're not interested in selling any of your stuff, or you're interested in buying more properties. Okay, and that's when you get into what they're interested in buying in. So it could be very productive just driving around. Once you know what to look for, once you get someone on the phone, what to say, it could be very productive. But with any form of generating leads, the number one thing is, you got to do it, which means you got to get out to actually do it, but being persistent and just have a long-term mindset on getting things accomplished. So that's what anyone could just, especially when you're starting out. But with all that being said, once you do build that list of actual sellers and buyers, you still have to reach out to them, right? Now, they have phone numbers on them, whether it's for rent or for sale by owner. That's easy, but the other ones, you can use some of the free skip tracing services, the services that can possibly provide a phone number for you to reach out to the owner, or you can just simply do some mail. Now, later on, when we get into the actual topic tonight, I'll get into some of those tools on, how you can find owners and all that stuff. So, but the main thing is you got to continue to educate yourself so you'll at least be able to recognize an opportunity when it presents itself. The number one reason why most people fail at this, April, is that they never understand what makes a deal or not. They never get that part.
Okay.
So they'll frustrate themselves right out of the business because the door keep getting closed in their face time after time because they don't recognize what or know how to go about knowing what's a great deal or not. And I have a ton of information on helping you figure that out.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm having fun. I throw my little grandson in the back seat and we drive looking for houses. And the only thing, like I said, I get stuck at times because I did see a couple of guys working on houses, and I did ask them were the owners, and they told me no. I said, "Can you contact them?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, do he want to sell this property?" I told them, I said, "Give him my name and my number." They took my name, my number, and everything. I don't know if one called me or not, but I think one of them, two of them called me. I spoke to one, but I don't think the other one called me. But he said he had properties all over. So, and I'm supposed to meet up with him. I'm just getting stuck with, because I'm not believing that I'm really doing this. I just got to get used to it.
No problem at all. Well, continue to educate yourself, continue to take action, and please join us again.
Yes. When will the next show be? I'm
We're every
looking
Thursday.
forward
We're
every
every Thursday
Thursday.
night. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
All righty.
So I'll continue looking for these houses. Okay. Thank you.
No problem at all. Great to meet you.
All right. Have a good
Hmm.
night.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Uh-huh.
All right. Thank you, April, for joining us. Jasmine says, I appreciate you guys always taking time away from your family and life to help us be better. It's truly a blessing. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's keep it going. Jumping right back into the chat here. BWG wants to know, how do I comp houses in Texas since the selling price is not shown here? So non-disclosure state. How does that work?
Okay, so well, if a state is non-disclosure, which means the sale price of a property is not public record. So the data services like Zillow, places like that, where you can normally find free sold information, or comps as we call them, comparable sales, they don't have that information. Now the paid tools such as Dealulator, aka PropStream, they will have MLS data, right? And so with that data being available, you can see enough, depending on the market and where it's located within the market, enough sold data that you can run the numbers. But assuming you can't afford or don't want to pay for one of the paid services to do that, which I really encourage you to do that by texting the word tool. If you're serious about this business, make it easy on yourself by having the right tools. But you can try to use properties that are for sale currently. So you'll see that pricing. Normally, agents come pretty close on probably what the property can sell for. So you still could use that information to be able to comp and come up with a general number or ARV that you can use to be able to evaluate a deal. So you sort of have to use the current for sale properties if there's enough of them.
Okay, thank you.
Not the best way of doing it, but it is what it is.
Let's see here. Ashley Ariel wants to know, are bank-owned, boarded up, vacant homes able to be wholesaled?
Okay, are bank-owned, boarded up, vacant houses, can you wholesale those? Well, those can be wholesaled, but you have to have the right type of buyer. Now, if the property is boarded up, vacant or whatever, but the bank hasn't put it back on the market, normally they're not going to deal with you unless you're going to buy 30 of them that's in their current, inventory of houses or whatever. So you have to wait until they put it back on the market for sale. But you have to have the right type of buyer for that that's okay with something already being listed. And because the lender won't allow you to assign that deal. You may be able to double close it with some transactional funding or whatever, but they won't allow you to assign it. So you just got to have the right buyers for that.
All right. April, Eugene is in Philly. I partner with Eugene. He says he'll be happy to help you out there. JT Crossinger.
Eugene Pruitt.
Give us a minute. He says, hey, Flip Man, how fast do land deals close? How slow do land deals close? And what's the usual minimum profit potential on each land deal? Land deal.
Well, me personally, the land deals that I've done over the last 2 years, and I should have done a lot more. It's like a running joke in the business. After you do land deals, you won't want to do houses no more. But anyway. So it's going to depend on what type of land it is. If it's something which was what I'm going to pretty much target tonight, if it's an infill lot, and the definition of an infill lot for the most part is a lot that may be centered in between two houses or in a neighborhood, that they consider that an infill lot, which is just big enough really to put a house on it. Now, sometimes you have acre lots or whatever, don't get me wrong, but I'm something like normally within an urban area where there's not a lot of room. So those can close in 30 days or less, with no issue. Your bigger parcels may take a little longer. not because it takes a long time to close it. It just may take a little longer to find a buyer. Now, if you get creative and you set up some owner financing, then something can literally close in a week or whatever. All of them can close in a week. Don't get me wrong, but it'll be, you open up a larger pool of buyers if you set up owner financing, because that makes it easy for people to buy more with less by using just a down payment, and you get paid through the down payment or whatever. So as far as the paydays, those have been some of my the biggest payday I've ever had was, a split on a land deal, and no house deal has even come close to that. So that's my personal experience. And normally the people that I know in the business, that's theirs also, as far as wholesaling, like some ridiculous numbers, six figures. I ain't gonna say it ain't nothing, but compared to houses, it ain't nothing to do that with land.
All right. Thank you for answering that question for JT. Oh, let's see here. Maria, isn't he though? He absolutely is. She says you're very patient. Just say thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I try to. Yeah, thank you.
Marv wants to know: are you interested in doing any pre-foreclosure deals in Houston?
Yeah, I would be a fool to turn something down if it's an actual deal.
Okay.
If it's an actual deal, yeah, anything that's an actual deal, Tyrone Taylor is with it. But the problem is most of it ain't deals. Okay. So, and I could, I don't say I give up, but I don't know what else to do, because that's like the hardest thing for people to learn, is knowing what a deal is or not.
Okay. Magnificent Mike on TikTok says, hey, I really have to get into this again. Well, I'm glad you're here.
What up, man? What's up?
What's up? This is where
what's happening.
Let me see. Let's see. Instagram. I see y'all there, but you're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat. You still have time. And for those that want to join us live, you still have time for that as well. Text the word Gator, GATOR, to the number 205-964-5243. King Saraji says you got vacant land in South Carolina. All right. Get that information and send that over. You can send it via text or how else?
But yeah, I'm gonna throw my email address, even though it's talking about the coaching or whatever, but you can email me right there or whatever. So
okay. Hey Saul and Jim Lee, thank you for being here tonight. Let's see. Let's jump back into these questions. One South Business Services says, hey fam, what's the purpose of making wholesaling illegal without a RE license if you're still not going to work under a broker? It's like a gray area. What's your thoughts?
I'm not even sure how that works if in certain states where they require that you have a license. I don't know if you have to be under a broker or not to be able to wholesale. I have no idea on how that works or whatever. So I can't even answer that question for you on that, because I'm not sure how that would work. Can you practice without being under a broker? All right, so.
Hey, Trotty, thank you for being here. He says, great book. But yeah, we talked about that a little earlier about bandit signs. Someone purchased some. Just wanted to know if bandit signs are still a good way to start.
Most definitely. You just have to think about it. If done correctly, bandit signs can be very effective. Like what, that 2 weeks ago, somebody said they were putting out, did he say he was putting out 100 or 200 a week?
I don't remember.
I know it was at least 100. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said 200. Woo! I think he said 200 signs a week. And he said he had $100,000 in assignment fees in motion.
In motion.
So that answers your question. I was hoping he would do an interview. Well, maybe he needs to close some of those deals first, mm-hmm. and he'll be willing to come on and share his story or whatever. So
okay. So I know we were talking about infill lots and we were talking about land, right? And we're going to go a little bit deeper into that. But Deuce wants to know, how do I find off-market lots for home builders who prefer lots that aren't listed?
Well, we're gonna
talk about it.
That's gonna be the same stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're almost an hour in. Are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready.
You ain't ready.
Yeah, well, I was going to throw up somebody was asking about it. I don't know why I haven't been doing this. Because I can manage email. Email me at TD.
Okay, so I'll read King Royalties. Does your team partner on deals? For instance, can I find you potential deals? And if it goes through, could I receive a finder's fee?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm throwing up here right now. That's partner on land, self-storage, hotel, motels. Email me at ty@dealator.com.
So we're gonna keep asking you about these land deals and how to partner.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do
it.
We're almost an hour in, so I might as well go ahead and do it now. So, so we can stop the ticker. So let me set it up first. Go ahead and ask another question while I set my screen up.
It was 200. It was 200 a week.
Oh, he's here?
No, I don't know. It just says he was putting out 200 a week, and this is the gentleman who just bought some from Dirt Cheap.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so Javon, hey Javon.
That's hustling, Adrian. He said he was doing 50 a day, right?
Well, I just told you I don't recall.
Oh.
Okay. I heard that. I live in a rural area in Virginia, and I run into vacant houses a lot. I also run into land deals. Some are up to 300 acres. Should I go after the land or the vacant homes or both?
Well, really both, but if it's out, and he said in the rural area, yeah, if in the rural area, the land is going to be more valuable. It's going to be easier to find buyers for. Let me just say that. The land will be, if you can get a good deal on it.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, turn it over to you.
All right. So so let me share my screen here. So we're going to be using free tool, paid tool, right? And so let's see. All right, so going to be using Zomps, which I showed earlier. We're going to be using Dealator, aka PropStream. You can get the 5-day free trial here. And here's PropStream right here. We're going to be using that also. All right, so and then Zillow. I'm sorry, and then Zillow. All right, so with land, you have your larger parcels, you have your smaller parcels, and everything in between. All right, so I have an interview. I'm gonna make sure I get it up this weekend with John Pazat. I can't say his last name.
P.
But he focuses on subdividing or whatever. But you know, we'll go into that on that video. But we're gonna talk about something else tonight. All right, so I did a deal in let's go to Miami. Let me see if I can find it. I'll show you the area that it was in. All right, so let me remove the boundary. So when you're using Zomps and you get to Zillow, always go down here and reset the filters, right? Always reset the filters when you go in there and to try to like do a new lead or whatever. And I did a deal. I wish I should have had that already ready to go. My bad, guys. I ain't gonna be able to find it like that. I'll have to go through a couple of systems to find it or whatever. But anyway, I did a lot deal, and it was still new to me. And that lot was like so an acre is 43,560 square feet. And I think that lot was like 0.18. It wasn't even that big. I think it was like, that's gonna bother me until I figure it out. Let me stop sharing my screen. I want to show y'all this lot. Ask another question real quick, Adrian.
All right.
And let me find that lot because I want to show you guys.
What can you do with tax delinquent properties?
Well, that's a totally different ball game. You really need to understand your market to be able to do those, right? So, I mean, your state and the tax laws to know where your opportunities lie based within the process. So, you can do a lot of ways. You can get some form of ownership. You can create some cash flow through them, depending on what type of ownership you get, and you can wholesale them or whatever. So you can do a lot of different things on them. But again, it's going to depend on the state and how investor friendly those laws are.
All right, thank you. Shannon B on TikTok. So if you're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you can see Ty sharing his screen. Unfortunately, on TikTok.
No, I'm not sharing it right now.
I know, but they're on TikTok. They couldn't see it. So they want to see it. They need to hop over.
Okay.
Or it'll be available for you to watch once we're done. Any of the live streams are available once we close out. You can watch it.
I'm gonna have it up in just a second here.
Done. You're welcome, Shannon.
Miami.
All right.
And Miami, Florida, Angie. And guess what on that deal? Did I say that last week? That the lady that I did that deal on in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to call me back. I think we did the deal in May, and she tried to call me back in like November. But it was a really tough deal in the sense she was calling me every day, her and her boyfriend. So I'm like, why in the world would she be calling me back? So when I was doing some research, because I'm trying to target to do some more deals in that particular neighborhood, guess what?
She on more.
Okay, so she had a house and the lot was next door.
Right.
She sold the house too. That's what she was calling me back for.
To tell you that she wanted to sell the house.
Yeah.
You missed out because you got tired of her calling. You gotta pick up the phone.
See there? That's what I get. See? See, I was assuming.
And she can't.
Well, what's
you see what you talk about building relationships.
Yeah. Listen. What's the worst could have happened? Even if she wanted to be like, Mr. Taylor, I think I could have gotten more for my house or my lot, my vacant lot, or blah, blah. What at the end of the day? I ain't nobody twisted her arm or whatever.
The deal was done.
The deal was done.
Money that she asked
for. I know she blow through that money now in that time frame. I found it. All right, so I found it. So let me share my screen again. All right, so okay, so I found the lot right here. This is it right here. All right, so her house is right here, and then the lot is right there. So this lot is 6,250 square feet. So that is, so if I divide 6,250 by 43,560, that's 0.14 an acre. So we got the lot under contract for 50 grand. Wholesaled it for 89, and we split that. But we really wholesaled it for, let me see. No, it was 89, and the agent got 6% of that. So whatever's left after that. So I think we split 33,000 or something like that, something close to that, right? So, but anyway, just look at that lot, right? So let me put it up on Google Maps here. I'm sorry, let me pull it up on. It wasn't pulling some, so let me see. What's next door to it? Let me do it this way. I'm gonna get some of this. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to give you some context here. So let's look at this one. Maybe it'll pull up in Zillow, and then we can really hone in. Okay, so let's see. Okay, damn, I don't know. Oh, they must be commercial. That's probably what it is. Let me find a residential. This is probably a house right here. So it keep pulling up the same thing. All right, so let's see. Where's a house at? This is a house right here. So let's see. That's a good thing about the internet. We ain't got to be all, you know what I'm saying? All right, so here we go. All right, so all right, so I'm gonna zoom in, right? So I think we're right in this area right here. So let me turn the street on. I mean the satellite on. So we were in this area somewhere in here, right? It's somewhere in here, right? And so you see how small that lot is. Now it was on a major street. It was on a major street right here. This US 1, I think it is. So, you know, that's where some of the value was because it was on the street, but it didn't have to be that. But the point I'm trying to make, that small of a lot, right?
Mhm.
We put it under contract and we had a buyer in a week. Now, we closed it in 30 days or whatever. Now, it took longer than that for me to close it from the time that I talked to them, but that was because they well, it just with that boyfriend thing, it was weird. He'll call me, then she'll call me. I said, I just told your boyfriend, or I just told her, and they would be in the next room, the other room. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. But anyway, so but it taught me a lot in that, you know, just knowing that though how those opportunities exist. So let's get into what I'm about to teach you. I just wanted to show you that and just show you. It was bothering me to know how small that lot was, right? So I'm in this area in Miami, right? Just using this as an example. So right now, so like again, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna reset all my filters. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go in here, and what I want to see is I'm going to deselect everything and just look at lots. All right, but I don't want to look at you want to do both in reality. So I'm looking at what lots are for sale in here. And so what I could do, well, no, what you want to do first is go here and I'm going to draw a boundary in here first, right? So I'm just going to draw a boundary on this side here. So what I did, let me go. I went too fast. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over here, hit draw, right? And then I'm going to now you can only do this and have this this open map like this as long as if you have something here. So I'm just gonna draw a boundary in this area right here. Then I'm gonna hit apply. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here and do sold. All right, so look at all of these lots that I've sold, and that's the type of activity you want to look for. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to see what's the most recent. So first I'm going to see, was there a lot of activity in the last 90 days? So only like 3 sold in the last 90 days. So let's look and see what has sold in the last 6 months. So only a couple more. What has sold in the last 12 months? All right, a few more. So within the last 12 months, we have a number here that have sold. So what we'll do is, so if it's under 10 that you have selected here, that's in your screen, then you can use the orange plus button. It'll add it for you. Now you can go in here manually and add them. Like I can go here and click on it. The green button comes up and I can add it, right? Okay, so I'm just going to hit the orange button and it'll just manually, it's going to automatically add them for us. Okay, so while it's adding them, what we're going to be looking for, we're going to be looking at sizes. We're going to look at the interest level. And obviously, we're going to be looking at price, right, of stuff that has sold. And that was in the last 12 months, right? All right, so I hit the little key here. Then I'm going to go over here for this tab here that says Zoms for Land. All right, so now let's look at and see, all right, what some of this stuff sold for. Okay, let's look at the sizes first. So we got a acre and a half. We have 0.43 acres. We have 0.85, 0.98, 0.41. That one there doesn't have anything else. I'm going to remove it. We have 0.28. We have 0.17. All right. So the 0.17, that sold for 130 grand. 130 grand, 0.17 acres. All right, so what we can do is let's look at it. All right, so that looks like it was a residential lot, right? Most of these are going to be residential lot because this is Zillow, and that's what we're looking for mainly. So that residential lot right there, 0.17, 7405 square feet, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so for 130 grand. All right, so the next one, 0.28, sold for 170 grand. Let's look at that one. All right, just a lot there, nothing special about that at all. Bang, woo, Lord have mercy. And then okay, so we got 0.41 of 0.41, almost a half an acre. Let's look at that one. All right, now that looks more a little more subdivision-y, right? And they actually have this one back listed again. Look what they did. Look what they're doing. And they're going to sell it to what? Look at this. Check this out now. They paid, wait a minute. Let me back up. Okay. So it's listed. So let's go down and find the sale history on it. Let's see. Price. Is it in here? Is it in here? Is it in here? Is it in here? Let's see. Normally I have oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now that doesn't make any sense. So they sold it for $350, Adrian. Now it's listed for $299.
But that don't make no sense. Why would they take that loss?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's interesting. All right. We'll look at another one though. That's interesting. You think it might be for tax purposes? I don't know. Here's another one. It's almost an acre, and it sold for $345,000. Now this is in a city, one of the more expensive cities in this country. But that acre within a city now, within actual metropolitan area, sold for $345,000. Here's one. It was 0.85. And it sold for $350,000, right? All right, here's another one. This one is listed again. Let's see what happened with this one here. So it's for sale right now at $365,000, and it's 0.43 acres. Not quite an acre. So look at that. All right, so that's a decent size, and it doesn't even look like it's just in the rear or something. Interesting. Okay. And let's see what we got here on this one. Let's see some price history on this one. All right, let's see. Where is it? Hey, go down, Tyrob. Okay. So this one sold back in. So this one sold a couple of times. So it sold in April of 2021 for $135. Then they sold it in August for $243. What is that? 200 grand? 100 grand? 108 grand?
Yeah.
8 grand?
It's over 100.
Yeah. And so now they're trying to sell it at $365.
Another 120.
Another 120. Two.
Look at that 2014 for $16,000.
Oh
my gosh, it's bad and whole.
Oh.
Did they say 700%? Go back.
Oh, let me see.
Go back. 732%.
Oh yeah, wow. Yeah, wow.
Hold it.
Only in America. All right, so now looking at this, so this is a Zomps thing. You see the price per acre, $848,000 per acre. And then the save rate is at 5%, which means normally at 5%, it has a decent level of interest at this price point. He's going to get close to this number, probably end up selling for about $350. All right. Okay, so what does this mean for you? Like, okay, Tyrone, I get whatever. All right, so let's go back to the map. So guess what? You see what's going on in here. Guess what you need to do, Adrian?
Get in on it.
You need to target this area, right?
Right.
You need to target an area like this. So how do you do that? All right, so the first thing you need to do is identify where it is. So what we'll do is we're going to pull one of these addresses. So let's pull the one, which one we want to do, Let's see. Not that one. We don't want to do that. Let's see which one. I want to do the one that was in the neighborhood. Is it this one? No, not that one. I think it was this one. Not that one. Which one was in the neighborhood? This one here. That's the one I want. Right. Okay, so let me copy this. So now I'm gonna go over here to Dealulator, aka PropStream. Right, you can access through Dealulator. And let's pull up this address. And so the reason I'm doing that, so that identifies the area that we were just in. So I was looking at it from this view. So I want to be from here down to here somewhere, right? How far I want to go? Down to here, down to 22, what is it, 248, Southwest 248. So how do I do that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the draw tool here, which they need to do a better job from PropStream on with their draw tool thing. I suggested that, but they don't listen to old Ty. What do I know? And so we're going to use that, right? And we'll come back up here and boom. All right, so we'll do a search. Okay, so we done the search. So now we'll go on the filter and we'll select vacant land. Now we may have to do this a couple of different ways depending on where you are. Hit vacant land. So it pulls up 784 properties in this area where I just put here, 784 properties, right? All right, so we go back to filters. So I want to say, I'm going to go in the owners, I'm going to go to MLS status, and I don't want it to be on the market. So that reduces just a little bit. The next thing is I want it to be in people's names, Adria. So I'm going to hit individual. That reduced it down to 302, quite a bit. Mm-hmm. All right, so I want it to be in people's names because I want to be able to skip trace. Now, you can leave it in the ones that have the LLCs and business names, but you're going to probably have to try to reach out to them mail. There are some sites out there that possibly can pull that information or whatever, but we're just going to go with the individual names right here. So now I have my list, right? Okay, so if I remove the map by hitting the arrow right here, bam, bam. All right, so now I can look at this. So what I can now also do is some of these have they don't supposed to be listed. Well, they were listed. So some of these will have some sold information on here. Let me see, sell amount. Yeah, so some of these have sell amounts on them, right? So you got 7 pages here. So this also helps you to know, especially if there were more recent sales, it gives you an idea what they sold for. The only thing I don't like about it from this angle, and we can get there, but it doesn't show me the sizes of these lots, right? Okay, so you can individually go through these, and what I'm encouraging you guys to do, the ones that have access to PropStream, if you don't have access to it, and it's in your budget, text the word tool, TOOL, the 205-964-5243. I'm gonna go through the rest of this process before I get to that. All right, so let's do it this way. Now we can start to pull up some of these. So I'm gonna start up this one at the top. Now, well, I'm not gonna do that because PropStream, YouTube flagged one of my videos when I was showing ownership information, but I'm gonna go through without trying to do that. Let's see how I can do. Let me see. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and just build the list here. So it's only 300 and something, right, in this area. So I'm going to add to list. So I'm going to go ahead and create new list, and I'm going to name it. So I'm going to say South Miami. South Miami Dade. I'll just say find South Miami, and I'll put a date on it, 03/21/24, so I can find it. All right. So it's going to save my list. Now, if I had more to save, I would just go under add to marketing list, find it, and then save. If I was just, adding all of them to one list. So you just select this option. It'll be a drop-down menu, and you just go in there and find it, right? So as the spinning wheel, as the world turns. Did that come on? What soap opera still come on, Adrian? Young and the Restless.
Does it?
Yeah, I know that still come on.
Oh,
that my mom watched that. Yeah. Why did it take so long? It's only 300. What are you doing to it, eh?
I didn't do anything. I mesmerized it with my beauty.
Now, while it's still thinking, one of the great things when we pull this list here, we also know from this what stuff is actually sold for. So we know if we get something that's almost an acre in that area, it's worth $345. That's your ARV. Now, there's some other factors that go into it as far as, there's some other factors that go into it. But generally speaking, you could almost bank it's going to be close to that number, right? But in here, all of them should have road access. All of these should have road access. All of them should have utilities available to it because it's in a metro area, right? All right, let me go back to prop. So it's still spinning. So, but anyway, so that gives you, if you want to call it an ARVR, that's the value. So what price point should you be at then when you make your offer, right? So let's just do this. We're going to try to offer between 40 to 50% of that number. So for 345, if we say, hey, that's what an acre is worth, 0.98, that's right at an acre, right? And we say we want to offer 40% of that number, Adrian. So 345 times 40% is, am I doing that right? Yeah, 50% would be 170 something. So we would be at like 138. Now you have a lot of room to go with because this is a big number. Because even if you offered 70%, right? 70% of that number, that's at 241. That's still 100 grand off. And if you put it back out there at 280, that still would be a $40,000+ payday, or right at 40,000. So you have a lot of room to work with. But I would start at about 40 to 50%, and I could work my way up, right? So you see what I'm talking about? It can be some big numbers. So even if we use one of these smaller numbers down here, say the 130 for 0.17 acres, and if we did 40% of that number, so we're at 52,000. Say if we put it back out there, 95 to 100, that's still a $40,000 payday, and then they still getting a discount, right? All right, so let me refresh this. Maybe it'll pop back up here. I knew it was gonna do that. I knew it was gonna. Let me see. Did it save?
They kicked you out?
Yeah, let me see if it saved it though. South Miami. Okay, it saved it. Boom. Good. So it saved it. All right. So I went up. Well, what I did, I went over to my properties, and if I go in here and remove South Miami, you see I have a ton of them in here. So I have to search for it. I would never find it. Right. So I searched for it. So here it is right here. All right. Now, if you notice, a lot of these properties don't have addresses here. Right. Which is not a big issue because they're going to have parcel IDs or property IDs. But what I also want to do here, I need to know the lot sizes of these. So here are my lot sizes right here, but they're in square footage, it's not in acreage. So all you have to do is take whatever this is and divide it by 43,560 square feet. If you don't know what the square footage of an acre is, guess what you need to do, Adrian?
Google it.
Google it. So that's how you figure out if you want to get it down to decimals on what size it is. Because this says 7,350, 7,350. This first one up here, 7,350 divided by 43,560. That's 0.16. So basically about 0.17. So that was one of these right here. So the 0.17 right here sold for 130. Probably could sell for more. I have no idea, but we know it can at least sell for that or whatever. Okay, so now I have all the data I need, but how I set that up is, so what you do, once you get into my property, you see this little cog over here to the top right, you select that. So you go here, it's automatically going to default to address. You want city, state, zip. This is for skip tracing and for your download. You want owner first name, owner one last name. You want mailing address check, mailing city, mailing state, mailing zip. All right. Under property characteristics, you want everything unchecked here. Now you can put the tax total assessed value and the assessed land value as options. That's not necessary. Under, where is it? Must have been in the property characteristics. Oh, on the property characteristics, you want to have lot size, square footage selected. So that'll give you that. So now you can set up your actual, you can apply and save this. You can also name it. If you go up here to new layout, you can name this land with value. And then if you want to, if that's not what you're going to be downloading a lot, you can use that as your default. But you'll probably want to use that for your houses too. If you were doing that, hit apply and save and boom. So now it's set up for you to download. So if I downloaded this, I go up here and select, and that'll select all, and I hit export. So once I export it, I can do whatever I want to do with it. Now you can skip trace right here in PropStream if you want. Now that's one way of doing it. You say, well, I can't, it's only 300. I want to research these. So if you want to research these, you would simply, if you have your list right here, you just click on the link and pull it up, and there's your information there. And you can go into to see, like transaction history, all this stuff. The last transaction on this one right here was back in 2005. I'm not going to pull up the details or whatever. I want to look at that, but like I say, YouTube flagged me the last time I did something like that. But that would be a perfect opportunity to reach out. This is something I would love to reach out to, and we probably already on the list. We are reaching out to already, but it was a quick claim deed, so that's a little gray area. You would have to just figure that part of it out. But you can literally go through these, and then my project, or what I suggest to you guys, pick a city of any decent size, right? You see the process of going through this, right? Just find 10 of them, right? Find 10 of them. Let's look up the owner's name. Use one of the free sites like True People Search, right? Probably about a 40 to 50% hit rate. Free. What can you ask for more than free, right? TruePeopleSearch.com. See if you can find them. Give them a call. See if they'll be interested in selling. You see what the price points are using Zomps. I told you you can start out as low as 40% of that number to make your offer and work your way up. Ideally, the higher the price, the more room you have to work with, versus the lower the price, the less depending on what you're trying to accomplish towards a payday. So, because even if we did 70% of the 130, 70% of 130 is 91,000. So that's not a lot of room left there, right? On 130. Unless you're okay with wholesaling it at 105, which still would be almost a $15,000 payday, which, that's something you would, it may just take a little long. I would prefer to be closer to under 100 trying to wholesale it. And I know it's $130,000 area for that particular size, but that's totally up to you. But you have a lot of room to work with. And guess what? With land, right? Mm-hmm. In most cases, you don't have to show it. Unless the owner lives next door like Miss Gladys did. Hey, the people came out there to see it. I had to give her a good talk or whatever before they
go
came.
Outside.
They're gonna come. Some people gonna come out there and look at it now. Blah blah blah. All right, Miss Taylor. I know you're looking out for me. What I say, they might come over and talk to you, whatever. But it's me and you. So anyway, but she was cool. All right, so but anyway, I hope I wasn't too confusing there, Adrian. You think so? If you confused, then I didn't do a good job there. Then
it was some bouncing around.
Well,
I all came back in, but it feels like you wanted to show a lot of different things.
It's still more I want to show, but I know with time constraint on it or whatever. But I'll help you guys. I'll help you guys anyway. So I'm gonna put my email address up here. If you don't understand something, let me just where's the email one? So I'm putting my email address up here. So if you got questions about this, any part of this, what I just showed you, I'll share any of the tools. I try to use as much free as possible. Having a paid tool makes it a lot easier or whatever, but I'll do as much as I can to try to fill in the holes because I would love to partner with you. You don't have to partner. I just showed you what to do or whatever to look for a deal and know what it's worth and then know what to offer. Right. So, I've given you enough to be dangerous with for sure. I would love to work with you to fill in the rest of the holes on this. So if you have questions about it, just email me And I would love to be able to fill in the holes. My team and I'd be love to fill in the holes for you, right? So now it doesn't have to be in a large city. It's just anywhere where you have enough sales to go by to know what you need to price something at. Now, it's not as that simple. It's easier in a city because a lot of the properties are just alike, Adria. The more rural you get, the more, road access, you have to deal with wetlands, utilities at one place, not utilities another place, all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to keep it where you could do a deal quicker if you focus on these infill lots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can get into negotiating and all that kind of stuff. You can do negotiations for owner financing and wholesale out the terms or keep it yourself, however you want to do it or whatever. But, put my email address there to assist you with putting this together. So if you're I guess on Instagram, they can see the email. But on TikTok, my email address is Ty, that's Ty, at, it's still on? Dealulator, DEALULATOR.com. It's the word calculator. Remove the CALC, replace DEAL, Dealulator. Which is better, Dealulator.com or Zomps.com?
Zomps, because it's just
shorter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dealulator, just because it's been around longer, so they should.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
No, that I know.
It's hard to spell.
No.
Yeah. So, but anyway, but I'll get my email address out there. What else can I do, Adrian?
Yeah, the number out there, the email address.
I'm saying, so I'm willing to help you find these deals. So again, if you have to go back and watch this, go back and watch it. I'll probably put out a more detailed video on this where it'll make sense.
How do you know how far to draw it on the map?
Well, what I did, if you notice, let me go back.
Is it that you don't cross major highways?
Yeah, I was trying to not cross major highways there. So let's see. That was a great question. So let's see. Where was is this to Miami? Let me see. Okay, if you notice, actually on PropStream, I went all the way down here to 248 Southwest 248. But when I was doing it here in, let me remove the boundary. As you notice, they actually go all the way down there. So the thicker white lines are major streets, the thicker yellow lines are major streets. Now I could have went on this side and did the same thing, right? But sometimes pricing changes so much when you cross a major street like that. But so what I would do, I would do the same thing on this side over here too, right? I would do the same thing. Boom. Right? And so now I can go and start to do some research to see what the price points are there also.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anywhere to hear it.
Anywhere. Anywhere you see activity. Yeah, anywhere you see activity. Choose a city. And you see what I'm doing here. So if you don't, let me just start the filters over again. Let me start over from scratch. So I'm gonna reset the filters. And remove the boundary. All right. So I have Zomps downloaded. I reset the filters. And then I'm gonna go up here to home type. I'm gonna deselect all, select lots, right? Then I'm gonna go here. Now, what you could also do, and I didn't do this, well, I went 12 months. Well, first I like to look at 90 days. If it's still a ton of activity in the last 90 days, oh, that's a great area. This is okay, got a few. So when I went up to 6 months, scroll down to the bottom, last sold in the last 6 months, okay. And then 12 months, a little more or whatever. But if you got something, if you have this money with like 90 days, oh, that's a great area for it. Now, the other thing you can do to make sure you're dealing with only pretty small lots, you can go on the lot size and you can do the maximum of 1 acre. So if I go in and do that and apply, see, nothing really changed. Most of these are under 1 acre because that's the way it's going to be in a city like this. It ain't going to be just acres for sale. I mean, acres available, right? Like that. Just everything is condensed. They can't find enough space in a place like Miami because it's just a place people want to be. It's hot, whatever. There's already a lot of people down there anyway, but people always move at one of those places where you're gonna have growth or whatever. So, but as you see, so there's enough activity in there. So, it's going down in there. If I find something, I can make some money. Did that make sense? That going back to that helps.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. So and then they can go back and watch this. They can watch this as many times as they need to watch.
That was Paula's question.
Yeah.
Will this be in the library of your videos? I need to review.
Yeah, this is in replay. This go in replay as soon as we get off. So we started about an hour in on this.
Yes.
About an hour in. Yeah. So yeah. So let me put my email back up here again. Yeah. So if you got questions on it, I'll try to help you any way I can on it. So if anybody that's willing to put the work in, that's for talking to people. Oh, let's get it.
There you go.
I can't have enough of partnerships like that. That ain't my strong point.
Okay, so JT has a question about vacant lots. So what about vacant lots for commercial properties? Let's say
well, now it's harder to focus on those for free.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to give you the free option. Zillow is residential based. So I'm trying to give you the free option. There are some tools out there that you can look up the commercial properties, but I'm trying to reach the masses where people, because I know, people ain't, I'm trying to reach the masses. I'm trying to be where everybody, can have it. So then, then we can pay for some of those commercial tools that will allow you to sign. You ain't gonna be able to do that with this.
Okay. J. Terrell has a good question. Are sellers knowledgeable about their property values of land?
Some are, some are not, but it don't even matter about that. A lot of people with housing know what it's valued at, but their motivation, I don't care about that. You close in 30 days? Oh yeah, we'll do it at this price. I need that bread now. I can't wait on.
Here, she already pulled her list. She got 176 vacant lot list in metro area of Michigan. Already on.
Hey, that's what's up.
On it.
Hey, that's what's up.
Well, there you go. Y'all better catch up.
Hey, let's get it. Hey, I'm telling you, man.
Okay.
Hey, and the famous words of my beautiful mother, I hope she's watching. I ain't gonna tell you nothing to harm you. I want it now.
There you go. There you go.
All right. So anyway, so hopefully that made sense. I threw up my information here, guys. I should have been doing that in the past. The text number is good, but the email it allows me to communicate a lot. Boy, I can send files and all that kind of stuff too. So then it's free for me. So you know what time it is.
What time is it? Thumbnail time.
Let me move this old funky banner.
Okay. So title of today's Flippinar number 302 was Goodbye 9 to 5, Make a Killing on Vacant Lot. So let's take a look at the thumbnail there. We have Broke Flip on the left today. And then on the right, we have 30 days later with his attaché full of Benjamins, just pouring out.
That boy licking money, ain't he?
Smelling it, sniffing it. Okay, so let me see here. So I get it. Broke today, 30 days later, you got money, and I can do this by vacant lots. Like it goes together. Like this one's easy. Everybody's gonna give you a
I didn't even do this one last night. I saw that the general idea. I did probably about 3 something. I did the title. Did I do the title? I did part of the title last night, but I changed it though.
No, this is a 5.
I did it this morning.
This is a 5 across the board. I don't think anybody can give you anything less. Okay, but this is how it works, right? If you think the thumbnail correlates with the topic of today's Flippinar, like you can see the thumbnail and have an idea of what we're talking about today, you give it a 5. If not, or there could be some changes or just whatever, anything less than a 5. Oh, my man got a fly coming out of his wallet.
Like, he be wrong for that. He always do that. Hey, man got a live fly that came out the wallet.
Coming out the wallet.
Oh boy. He tripping.
If it's anything less than a 5, give us suggestions on how it could have been better.
He should have. I should have told him to do Zomps on the other side, shouldn't I?
No, but you know what? You should have a Zomps t-shirt at some point. A Zomp shirts on there.
Come on, something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe
Come on,
I don't be paying attention.
Obviously,
Ooh, obviously. All right,
Is
so
this
go ahead.
the AI Adrian? That's in there.
Don't know what's going on. Go ahead and post it in the chat there. If you are on Instagram, I know you can see it too. Go ahead and post it in the chat as well. TikTok, you can hop on over and tell us what you think about it, or you can tell us what you think about it a little later. We appreciate all input at all times. Let me go ahead and make sure I didn't miss anything over here in my. All right, go ahead and put it in there. So let's see here. Ooh, they already started. Okay, the real Terry started early. 5 off the rip. Wanda, 5. Paula, you want to show? Can you show me in prop stream? I guess the process you did in prop stream. I don't know. So are we adding?
She can go back and watch that one.
Yeah. So are we adding Zomps to Zillow? Okay.
Okay, I guess I need to show again. Wait a minute. Huh?
There go Cass. Hey, Cass.
Do I need to show again?
No, well, not right now.
Okay,
We'll come back around because
okay.
you can always go back and replay. Now, I'm not sure
yeah.
because Zomps and Zillow are kind of interchangeable, but Zomps is Zillow better.
Yeah, Zomps enhances Zillow.
Yes.
It makes it real estate investor friendly.
You just need to make sure you have that Google Chrome extension.
Yeah. If you had it before, you may want to uninstall and reinstall if you hadn't did that in the last 10 days.
Okay. Charlie Mackey, what info can I get from flipman.net?
Well, that's where the coaching and stuff is located right there. So,
okay. But go to dealyoulater.com.
Yeah.
Go to dealyoulater.com, Charlie. More information there. The contract, the calculator, all of that stuff is there. All right. So, hey, Cass, I think I spoke to you. I'm speaking to you again. 5. Ricky Hughes gives you a 5. Wendell says this is probably the best thumbnail this year.
All right.
Debbie and Scooter, 5. SID Enterprises, 5. Joe Miller, 5. Deonica says, you know that man get a 5. He was real creative tonight. Okay. Kay Young, a 5. Tiffany, a 5. Javon, 5. Yes, Jasmine, a housefly coming out the wallet. Yes. Vanessa, 5. This Flippinar was a 5-star. Okay, is we finished or are we done? Okay. Joe Miller, that's from Birdman, says, glad to see Ty happy when he is in his. Can y'all tell it? When he is sharing information with you guys that he has put together and he is excited to share, don't he light up? Giving you free information on how you can make money for you and your family and how to use the resources that he has. I don't think you can go anywhere on the net and find somebody that's this happy to give you this information for free. My man be happy. You saw how he was all over the place, just all over the place. Just wanted to give it all to you. Now, if you choose not to do anything with it, that's on you. You do nothing with it, that's on you. Off my soapbox. Mr. Baylor. Oh, here go Robert. Robert gave you a 4. Robert, we said this is going to be the 5, says a pick of land or had a dude standing on a vacant lot. All right. Okay. Monica says this one was simple. It's a 5. Let's see here. Ricardo says post the link where they can go to install Zomps.
Yeah, you could just all you have to do is just go to Zomps.com. ZOMPZ. It's on my shirt. Right?
ZOMPZ.com.
Yeah, it's on my shirt. This is how you spell it. Z at the beginning, Z at the end. ZOMPZ. It's a play on the word comps. It's like combining Zillow and comps together. So Zomps. ZOMPZ Zomps.
There you go. It's down there in the chat box. Yeah. Right there. ZOMPZ Zomps. All right, Ty. I think you got a 5. We're gonna take Robert. Sorry, we're taking yours out. We're throwing it out. Curving it.
Nobody do no 6 and then?
No. They know better.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have told you no way.
You done browbeat.
Yes, like goodness. 5 is the best.
Well, if he gave me a 4, it ain't a 5 then. It's 4.9 something.
It's 4.9999999.
Yeah.
But I can curve it. I'm a professor. I'm throwing out anything less than a 5. Everybody get 5.
Okay.
5.
All right, guys. So you can go back and watch this. We were about an hour in when I started that part of the Flippinar 20302. So I know you still have some questions. I'll do my best to try to fill in the holes or whatever, but please do your part. I really want to partner with you guys anywhere in the country. Putting those deals together, there's going to be endless opportunities out there, not a lot of competition of people doing it that way at all or whatever. So there's going to be a number of ways how you could contact people by mail, by phone, of course. And in some situations, if they live in the city, go door knock or whatever. You know, hey, I see you own this vacant lot over in blah, 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 and, you know, are you interested in selling? But again, with vacant lots, one of the great things about it, you could do it virtually. You don't have to be in the city where you are. You can literally target the entire country with this. So any decent sized city, especially the hot cities, you know, stuff that's near the water like Tampa, Florida, Miami, Los Angeles, any city, you know, Dallas, Austin, oh my God. You know, of course, New York City, places like that, DC, anywhere, but really anywhere. I don't want to limit anywhere of any decent sized city, anywhere. So you're not limited to where you live. That's the great thing about it. You can literally do this in your PJs or whatever. So those opportunities are what I try to present to you guys, and maybe I'll make a little money off of it, but it's not no big deal. You know, I'm just showing you what I know. So there's enough money out here for everybody 10 times over. That's why when they start talking about wholesale regulation and all this crazy stuff, okay, whatever. We'll figure out how to make some money another way. You know what I'm saying? So we'll still be doing that. It just be coming a different package or whatever. So appreciate everyone that joined us. Adrian made this thing go smooth as a baby. You know what, as always. Anything else, AP?
Will Hillman, you're welcome. I didn't see that Lion Ra, but Tamika gave you a 10.
So that put me
She said
over.
5 for design and 5 for teaching, and there you go. Knocked you right on up.
Okay, so
thank you.
Probably about 5.3. Probably about 5.12. Yeah. All right, so again, guys, we appreciate everyone that joined us tonight, and as always, we'll see you on the FLIP SIDE.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.